after we finish a game, and we really don't think about this too much until really we're done, and so we can finish the game, we're ready to go, and then the brainstorming session happens, and everybody's involved. Everyone from high up to low down, everybody gets an equal voice. We all get to kind of come up with our ideas and talk about what we want to do. And you know, I felt like you know, for this one, we knew Modern Warfare was as that story, that Modern Warfare 1, 2, and 3, that story arc was done, and we wanted to do a new arc. Now, it might have been, maybe we would have done something in Modern Warfare, but we felt like that definitively, that story was done, and we wanted to create a new story. And as that story developed is when sort of we realized, okay, this isn't, we're not going to be doing another Modern Warfare. What we're going to do is something really new and different. And a lot of that came from this sort of how we wanted to present the story. And I can't go into it too much right now, it's a little too early, but basically what we have is we have this world, it's a fresh new universe, new characters, new players, and we had this idea of a mass event that changes the world. Because what we wanted was the world itself to be kind of a character within the game. So, you know, the world affects the character in the game, the player, you, emotionally, and it affects you in a way that we've not seen before. So that was really important to us. So we continued along this sort of path of crafting this idea, and you know, kind of came to the thought that we wanted also, you know, the normal thought of your role as a soldier to be kind of flip-flopped a little bit. So in other words, in Modern Warfare and a lot of previous games, you're the superpower, you're the big American superpower, the SAS, or you're these really big, sort of well-funded, well-geared kind of super soldiers. And what we wanted to do is turn those tables a bit and make it so that you're sort of the underdog, and the enemy you're fighting is the big sort of superpower. So this kept going and kept developing the story, and that's really kind of how we determined what we wanted to do. The ghosts are basically sort of a inspiration to people, not just a shadow team of people. So I almost liken it to somewhat like SEAL Team 6. You know, SEAL Team 6 has existed for a very long time. Some people knew about it, some people didn't, but then they became news. They became this sort of inspiration for people that were winning, and that's sort of what ghosts are. They're this inspiration to people. The people who are affected by this massive event look up to the ghosts in a sense of like we're still strong, we still have something to hold on to. You are taking part in this story with your brother. So your brother is a part of your squad with you, and it's the two of you sort of going through this experience together. So that's it's really an interesting dynamic to have that, you know, family relationship to the person you're with as you go through this story. You know, as the player for a Call of Duty game, you always kind of been sort of just the camera, almost, in a sense. If you think about it from a film standpoint, you're the camera and the actors are acting in front of you, and to have your brother sort of be part of that picture, I think is going to be a really emotional experience for players. And then on top of that, you know, we really went to, I think, a great effort, and we brought in, you know, Stephen Gaghan. And you saw he wrote Traffic, he wrote Syriana, and Stephen's been great. He, you know, he's super into it. He loves what he's doing. It surprises me every day because he's comes in way more than we've ever asked him to. He actually set up an office in our office. So he has his own office. He comes in every day. He eats dinner with us. He plays ping pong. He's part of the crew, which is blowing my mind because it's totally not expected, totally different from what we normally would get from like a Hollywood writer. And he loves it. He is so invested in it and loves what he's doing and what he's working on. I mean, definitely we want to do the things that we really do well, and continue to do those things well. What we were able to do though with this game is because of that sort of flip-flop, that sort of transition of you, the player, as a superpower, and going and having it now be you going up against that superpower. It actually allowed us to introduce a lot of new gameplay and a lot of new sort of action pieces and set pieces, and just sort of the situations that the player gets themselves into are different than what we maybe have experienced in the past. So I think it's a little bit of both. We definitely want to continue along that path for single player specifically, of amazing cinematic. You're watching this amazing movie, but you're actually playing it, and you really feel immersed in it. And we definitely want to keep that going, but we wanted to bring something new, and I think we've done that with this game.